Hi guys, I'm Anissa and I'm back with another video, and today I thought I would do a Friday reads because I promised a Friday reads every Friday up until Christmas and I didn't do one last week and I feel slightly bad about that, but I actually filmed something. It was just not good enough for me to put up. The video quality wasn't very good because it was really dark outside and inside my apartment, and I also just hadn't scripted anything, like, so I tried to just talk about whatever and it all got muddled up with things. So hopefully today will be better and I'll be able to upload it. I'm actually taking the same topic as last week because I really think that topic is a fun one. But first up, let's talk about the Friday reads part, where I'm talking about the books that I've been reading over the past week and all of that. One thing, I managed to finish Salems Lot on Friday last weekend. I really thought it was a really great book. I considered how much I wanted to rate it because it did take quite a while to read it, but I honestly feel like it was really great. All over it was a really great book, and I ended up giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. It's the best Stephen King book I've read so far. And so that was really cool. I thought the vampires were really creepy and the characters were interesting, and there was a lot of twists I wasn't expecting completely. So that was pretty amazing. I am still halfway through Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. I haven't listened to this since last time I talked about it, because I have instead switched to another audio which I'm buddy reading, and that is The Shining by Stephen King, which I'm buddy reading with Michael from Michael H, who I've been buddy reading my Stephen King books a little bit with before, and also Riley from RM Fic and Becky from Beck's Books is also joining in on the buddy read, and we are sort of trying to be finishing with it over December. And currently I am about 30% through, so I haven't been listening a whole lot to it, but it's pretty decent what I've heard so far. I just need to get myself into it. And finally I also picked up Roomies by Sarah Sarr and Tara Altebrando, which is a contemporary which is written from 2 different perspectives. So far it's definitely pretty okay, but I'm only 38 pages into it. But it seems to fly by pretty quickly, and you can tell that there are 2 authors writing this. One of them has taken, like, that's at least what I'm feeling like, that one author has one character to write from their perspective, and the other author is writing from the other character's perspective, and that works really well so far. So super. I hope to finish this over the weekend maybe, but I don't know. I'm going to have a busy weekend, at least on Sunday, and a little bit maybe today. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how much I get read. But it's enjoyable, and it goes by pretty quickly, and I think that's what I need right now. So those are the books that I'm currently working on, and apart from that, I wanted to talk to you about a Danish Christmas tradition, which I told you about the 1st of December, that I wanted to do, but I didn't do it last week. Also, if you haven't watched it yet, I have a video up that shows all of my Christmas decorations, where I'm talking a lot about the different traditions there are with those, and there's definitely some Christmas decorations things that is not common in every person's home, because I know the Danish Nisse is very like a Scandinavian thing, and also Finland. I learned that from Rhea. They also have something similar, and I also checked on Wikipedia, and those are the same things. And so if you're interested in that, then definitely check that out. And today's topic is going to be TV Christmas calendars. I don't know if it's something that's been around anywhere else. I've never heard of it, heard talked about it before, except from Sweden and Norway, which I know makes these TV calendars as well, but I don't know about anything anywhere else. And I love the TV calendars. Those are part of my what I always watch. I always find one of the TV calendars that I want to watch, and they can be aimed at kids and adults. The majority of the TV calendars, Christmas calendars that's been made, are aimed towards kids or the whole family to watch together. But there are certain ones that are aimed more towards the adults because of the humor is different, and yeah, it can be a little bit scary. In a fun way, but yeah, I love those. And this year we have there's been more and more TV Christmas calendars with every year that's passed. Like every main channel has one, at least one, and sometimes they have several. And this year I'm following one that's called Tinka's Christmas Adventure, Christmas Adventure, which is about this girl called Tinka who's living in a separate world from ours, which is filled with Nissa. And she's it turns out that she's not she's not only a Nissa, she's part human and part Nissa. So something happened here, and she finds out it's not easy being like half thing, because all of the Nissa, they really hate the humans because they stole their magic. And so she's taking it upon herself to try and find the Christmas star, which will give them the magic back. And so she finds a way to travel into the human world, and that's how everything is going on. And I find it really, really interesting and fun and very Christmassy and very something that I really want to watch every day. So that's really, really nice. On our other main channel, we have a Norwegian Christmas calendar called Snowfall this year, but I haven't watched a lot of that. It didn't really click with me too much. I think that the special effects were pretty well done, and I understand why they bought the rights to that calendar, but I didn't click with the story overall. And I've only watched a few episodes of that. But my all-time favorite Christmas TV calendar for kids, that I aim for kids, is called I think Elle's Jul, which I think roughly translates to A Wonderful Christmas. I've never really had to translate Elle's but that's set in the Danish National Archives, and you follow two perspectives. You follow the perspectives of the archivist who gets an assistant, and they work together in that part. And then we have the archivist Nisse, which is obviously a part of it, who gets an apprentice called Pius, who didn't know what he was getting into, but he's a bit of a rebel. He's a bit of a child inside and not really thinking about what he's doing before he does it, and kind of a wild child. And then what happens is that when he finds out that you're able to do magic and with different sort of things, he can in this world he can with magic change the size of books and get people from the books out into their world, and they can travel into books, which is super exciting, which is what makes this Christmas calendar exceptional and amazing. But he accidentally does something and muddles up all of those enchantments, and somehow removes every little detail there is about the Danish Christmas as we know it. It's gone completely, and left behind is a girl who doesn't know who she is at all. And so that is what is going on. They're trying to find out how the Christmas started up until now. So you go back in time to find out how the Christmas happened and how it became to be as it is today. And I think that's really amazing. You get a lot of historical knowledge, and you get all of the Christmas feelings, and you have all of the books and the ancient things, and then you have the two perspectives, because the humans are doing the same things, and they're trying to hide from the outside world what they're doing, because they don't know anything about the Christmas, because everyone has forgotten about it except those two who's trying the hardest to remember it. And so slowly things are coming together as the TV calendar goes along, and I love that one. And it's actually a story arc that's expanded into 4 different Christmas calendars. So the first one is called A Wonderful Christmas. The second one is called Wonderful Nisse, which explores everything about the Danish Nisse, and how it went from what it was to what it is now. And then there's A Wonderful Santa, which obviously is about Santa Claus, and then A Wonderful Pius in A Wonderful Fairy Tale, which combines all of the fairy tales from Hans Christian Andersen to all of the others, Grimm's and all Grimm's fairy tales and stuff, and before that. So those are amazing in themselves, and there's a lot of other ones I really adore and I've loved, but I don't have time to talk about them all. But definitely those are my favorites. And apart from that, we have from the adult sort of Christmas calendars, we have one that's called the Julekalender, which with its name sort of says partly what it's about. No, it doesn't. But it follows, it's a really old, back from 91 or something. But it's the same 3 actors who does all of the roles. And you follow 2 perspectives. One of them is from a little farm, a potato farm. So that's what they're selling, what they're living off, selling to other people. And they're living it just man and wife. They're living on their own. They have a dog. That's all. And then not a lot of things are going on in their home. It's always the same until one day a mysterious man enters or appears by the house, saying that his car broke down and he needs some shelter or something. And things really get moving from there. And then you also follow the perspective of Nisse, obviously, because they're such a big part of the Danish Christmas traditions. And the gimmick here is that the Nisse, the way they speak half Danish, half English. And they use very Danish grammar. So it sounds super weird when you put that together, but it's really hilarious, except it's super, super fun. And what they have to do is that there's a really old Nisse who's about to die, because there's this tin can that plays a melody that keeps him alive, and that's about to run out. So they have to, but the key is in a specific hole or cave, or whatever you want to call it, in Denmark, in Jutland, Denmark. So they have to fly there to get it, but they have to be very aware that there are people who do harm to the Nisse, that they're called nosors, and what happens is that they usually look like regular human beings, except when they've had alcohol. When they have alcohol, they will get glasses and fangs, as they used to have, and they hate Nisse. They will do anything to get the big book about all of the Nisse things, and yeah. It's super fun. It's really hilarious. There's so many great moments, and I think everyone in Denmark knows it. And it's also been made into a Norwegian one. I don't remember when, but I think they bought the rights to it and then they made their own version of it. And there's been a lot of talk back and forth about which one is the best one, and people being very condescending about the other one. But I'm like, obviously us Danes, we love the Danish one the most, because that's the one we've watched always. That's the one we have the nostalgia and connection to. It's a really old Christmas calendar, so obviously, and also we get the gimmicks that they come with our language, and they have their own sort of humor that they bring to it. So obviously the Norwegians will love their version the most, and that's fine. I think it's cool that some people actually thought that would be a good thing to make their own version of. But yeah, those are just 2 of my favorites in sort of different genres, and I cannot wait to find out more in the future that's to come. And yeah, definitely let me know in the comments down below if you've ever heard about it, or if your country does something similar, because I've never seen it in any English versions of anything. So I don't know if it's something that is happening anywhere else than Scandinavia, or if that's just here. And this is all I had for you today. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.